G'day and welcome to another episode. My name is Destro the Aussie Geek, and today we will be looking at Transformers the movie, the reissued Perceptor. And I won't lie, I was looking forward to this guy. The moment I heard that they were going to re-release Perceptor, I was hyped, and I admit I've been waiting for months and months and months and months to get it from, say, Big W something, because that's where I figured that they were exclusively releasing them, and I found it somewhere else. So it didn't come from there. It came from JB Hi-Fi. So, yeah, if you want this guy and you live in Australia, go have a look there. So here he is in his robot mode. Now, I do have this guy usually on display in his microscope mode, because I'm starting to get this vibe of certain G1 reissues being left in whatever mode is specific. So Perceptor I would leave in here in microscope mode. If Blaster comes out, I'll probably leave him in boombox mode. But he does look good. I will point out that this is not original toy colors. The blue has been changed. I believe the red's slightly different, but it's mostly the blue, and the chrome's been taken off. Say these pieces here and here and here. I will also admit he does not come with the slides that I think showed, like, I don't know, different Transformers or something. I never had it as a kid. So if you were hoping to get that piece, sorry, doesn't come with it. Microscope mode does work, but has no slides. So there we go. He does come with two weapons, his normal gun and his missile launcher, which doesn't work. But for those of you who somehow lose that, you do have two spare. So just pulls off, plugs it in. As for other accessories, we also have instructions, which is actually missing one mode. And for those of you who know that mode, yeah, it's missing. And at least this time I won't get to shit with it. So that is all right. Plus, I won't lie, that box art is beautiful. Even though Perceptor's microscope's on the wrong side. But it's neither here nor there. And I admit, for the thumbnail of this video, it is on the other side, simply because my camera tends to focus easier. My phone tends to focus easier on the left side. So to actually see his face, I put it on the other side. Which I will point out, if you want this over this side, you're better off putting his head down first. So there we go. So he is a brick of a bot. And of course, he doesn't have a show-accurate face, which I'd be shocked if they did. Thank you just for leaving with the toy face. So, but he does have some actually pretty decent articulation. So I'm just take his guns and his hands. They don't really do anything in other modes as far as I'm aware. So there we go. So yeah, these tend to pop out a little bit, but you can, if I can get it, angle his microscope up and down if you want more forward. His arms don't go out. There's no, actually, let's just do articulation. So head doesn't go left, doesn't go right, doesn't go up or down. Well, it does kind of go up and down, which I'll show in a minute. Arms can do a full 360. If they won't go past, you haven't pulled this out far enough, and I'll point that out in a minute. He does have elbows, which will go either way. His wrists don't go turn. Fingers are one piece. You can slide them in, which that's more for transformation. I will point out this chest piece, at least on mine, if I put too much pressure on that, which isn't much, it pops out. Also, for transformation, I'll point this out also when I do it. The chest piece does not sit flat against that, so if you push against it, you're going to pop this out. All right, so we do have... For a minute there, I thought the legs moved. The legs move out. They do have thigh rotation. We do have knee bend. And we have toe bend. And that's pretty much it. We have wheels, which is for the third mode, which, like I said, is on the instructions. And if you are aware of it, tell me what this is for, because I don't have a clue. I can pull this down, but it doesn't seem to really sit too flat or well or anything. So, and there's nothing in the instructions that actually show and I'll actually get to that when we do it. But it doesn't actually show that this is supposed to fold down. So yeah, that is that. This looks like it's supposed to be an ab crunch, but there's no ab crunch there. It's one solid piece that's not coming off. So there we go. So as for size comparison, the first one out of the bat, here he is with MP10. So he's roughly about half height if you don't include the microscope. If you include the microscope, you're pretty much 2/3 of the way to MP10. So there we go. So let's get down to transformation, which is very, 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 very simple. Which I will admit, I did look at the instructions simply because I don't trust that I don't break these things. So I'd rather not break them and then have to drive, God knows how long to get another one. So these do tend to pop out. But all right. So first things first, we need to get the head down. So you got this roller and you want to roll it up, and that will get the head down that far. Will not go any further. You will still have part of it sticking out. Also, while I'm thinking of it, the microscope is actually a separate piece. So it basically pegs into here and here. So we're going to fold up, and I'm guessing there's some sort of latch here that sort of keeps it going too far. All right, then what we can do is we can flip up these pieces if they haven't half flipped up already. We want to keep the arms out, but we want to rotate these up like so. Oh, we can push the hands into while we're at it. And we're going to bring this down till it's flat. And what we're going to do, and I won't lie, I never knew this about this figure. Like I said, I never owned this, but this will compress on the either side of the microscope. And there's no real tabs or anything to tab into here, but that is literally what keeps that from going side to side. So as long as that stays sturdy, you're fine. All right, last steps. We're going to, remember how this goes. We want to bring this out, rotate it all the way. So you're going to have these details at the back. You're going to fold it here in the knee, and then you're going to rotate under the knee so it has a knee bicep, a knee rotation that I forgot about. Bring the foot down, and that's one side done. Same on the other side. So out, around all the way, in, rotate, drop the foot. And once you have it all even, which I won't lie, it's funny because I had issues sitting X-Transbot's Perceptor straight, and then I find out that the original G1 has a similar issue. It's just all about getting those hips flat. And then, of course, we can tilt this forward. So this sort of latches on the back here. And we can, of course, turn the knob a bit. Probably helps to hold it. Oops, wrong way. And that will actually extend the microscope piece. So things are just sort of a little unflat because I haven't quite got things right where they should be. But there we go. So there is Perceptor in his microscope mode. Now I have the feeling this is supposed to come down and sit over here, but like I said, it unpegs, but it doesn't really go anywhere. So if you had the original G1, please feel free to tell me what that did, if anything at all. So, but yeah, so I don't know. What was it? There was one step. Actually, I lie. There actually shows a step here. So it's supposed to come down before the chest plate. So I apologize. So that is supposed to come down. Oh, here we go. Learn something new every day. Then that comes down, and that's still popping out the chest. So I apologize. I didn't take close enough attention to the instructions. I apologize. So yes, so that actually is something which I suppose that does actually hold it flat. So yeah, do with it what you will. Obviously you won't see very well, but there is magnifying in there. I'm assuming this actually does focus it, but I have nothing to actually really look at. And if I did, it'd come up really wonky through the camera. So there is that. So size comparison for that. And like I said, it's just a matter of getting those legs flat. stop fiddling with it, just leave it alone. Alright, so size comparison, we will bring in the two of them. So here he is with MP10, and he's just a little bit shorter, but roughly about the same height. And of course, Windblade. There they are together. So obviously she's shorter than he is, but it's longer and all that. Alright, let's get down to the mode. The instructions do not tell you. Alright, so what we're going to do is, for the most part, we have him where we want him. But what we're going to do is, you may have noticed these tracks. And like I said, this time I won't get the shits with it. So we're going to fold this out. And I suppose it doesn't really matter which way those stickers face. I'd rather stickers face on the outside. So bring this here. We can rotate this here. And then we're going to rotate this up. There's no tabbing points. So that's just going to come up here and just sort of angle that how you want. So you roughly sort of want it sort of angled up. But like I said, there's no tabs or anything. So do with it as you will. So I'm just going to rotate that around and rotate this. And if I have it sitting flat, now of course we just leave that how it is. I think that's, there we go. It's supposed to go a little bit further back. And of course you can angle that up and down as you will. So if you want it a little bit lower, you can put it a little bit lower. But there we go. There is Perceptor's tank mode. Holy shit. How much easier is that than the X-Transbots? If you have the fans toys, brilliant. I never bought it. Maybe I should have, but I didn't. So there we go. So you actually have Perceptor's tank mode, or I'd say more artillery mode, but it is what it is. It does have tracks. But that is not in the instructions. I kid you not. So there's the instructions to get him half transformed into microscope. There is the other instructions of the microscope, but there is nothing there for tank mode. So unless you knew this existed, which has been out for a long time, so I'm sure a lot of people do. I admit I didn't know about it until I got the X-Transbot stuff, because as I've said like 3 times now, I didn't have it as a kid, but at least you know you can actually get him to tank mode. So that's brilliant. So final size comparison before we get him back into bot mode. So obviously he is now way tiny compared to Optimus, but much better size comparison is here he is with Windblade. So yeah, he's still taller than her, but yeah, lengthwise more. You could probably pull all this down if you want it flattened. So like I said, it's up to you how you want to position your tank mode. So there we go. All right, so let's get this guy back into robot mode. So like I said, I'm going to keep these details to the front. So I'm just going to rotate that halfway. I'm going to bring out the leg, and I'm going to rotate it in. So this piece is facing towards us. That gives us a toe, and slide that down. So rotate, slide it out, slide it down, rotate the lower leg, not the thigh, and that gets us standing up again. All right, so arms. Actually, let's do microscope first. So that's going to go back. I'm going to roll that in. We're going to pull the arms out until it goes click. So I'll do that again a little bit better. So if you get that far, you get nothing but just listen. There we go. That means you've got it all the way out, and you can rotate those arms. Now you're supposed to push these in, but I've been finding it keeps popping out again. So we push that up, not too hard, because if you push it too hard, it's going nowhere. And if you push on here, you're going to unplug it. So then this all comes up, sits inside like so. Well, obviously we're going to do this the proper way around. So we're going to rotate it over and twist, and that will sort of sit on the shoulder there, and just sort of straighten that up. Come back here, and you want to roll up as far as it'll go, and we have our head. We can of course rotate these, grab the slider, and pull them out as far as they go. You can always grab the hands if need be. Do the same on the other side There we go. And there is Perceptor in his robot mode all over again. Now, I admit, like I said, I have this guy on microscope mode, so technically I should go on microscope robot to tank, but he's an easy figure. So it takes me like 3 seconds to get him back into microscope mode, so I'm not too worried. But yeah, I forgot to mention it. He does roll. I pointed them out, but yeah, he will roll in tank mode. I just forgot to do it. But yeah, he looks good. He looks great. And for someone who is steadily collecting the G1 reissues, I love it. I absolutely love it. Oh, you can twirl these too if you want. I forgot to mention that. Oh, they actually come all the way out. I'm guessing they're... Oh, no. I thought they might have been screw covers, but they're not. But that just goes back on. It's all good. It's all good. So, there we go. I do have one other one, which I will post next time. But yeah, so I will be having a look at JB Hi-Fi for these guys instead of Big W from here on out. I've literally deleted Big W's link because they have no use to me whatsoever now. So I can literally drive, and go to JB Hi-Fi and actually get these guys. It gives me an excuse to go somewhere instead of just ordering online. So there we go. So if you liked this video, give me a thumbs up. If you didn't like this video, give me a thumbs down. I promise you it will not hurt my feelings. Subscribe, ring that bell, leave me a comment. Did you have this guy as a kid? Did you enjoy playing with him? Pretty much that's it, I guess. Who do you think is actually, there you go. Who do you think is the next one? Do you know who also got released with the reissue of Perceptor? But apart from that, thanks for watching, and I'll catch you later.